Sage for Second here, and today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys Avatar amp suit from the most recent Avatar movie. With regards to this mech, essentially it is a collector's mech in the fact that it needs to be for ages 12 and up. There's tons of articulation, like 22 points of articulation in this thing or something. It does come with a pretty big gun. The gun does have a bayonet on the front. Right, well, let me move my hand right here. And of course, it looks kind of like a railgun or something, the way the anti-flashing is on that gun. But it has a chain gun, bullet chain, so I don't think it's supposed to be a railgun. The mech also, the canopy will open up. So we'll look at that. Most of the joints are ratcheting. Another cool thing is the arms are on this slide rail. So they also pivot, but they also will move. So you can move them closer together so they can do things like hold the gun easier. But they can also be moved back when you need them out of the way more. So like if you were trying to get different poses or something of that nature. Pretty good paint job overall. And right in the cockpit there's some panels that look like caution painted panels and some screens and stuff. And the figures, 4-inch figures typically fit right down in there, or 3.5-inch figure, 3.75-inch figures, 1/18 scale, whatever you want to call it, fit right in there. When you are, there's joints at the knees, joints at the hips, joints at the ankles. And the cool thing about the joint at the hip, it does pivot, swivel, so that like even if you, it helps it where you're trying to stand it up, because the cockpit makes it kind of top heavy because there's so much weight on top and the legs aren't really that heavy themselves. It does come with its own, combat knife for the mech to use. The hand that it comes with separately is more for holding the rifle. I'll show you how that works later. My combat knife is a little twisted. However, that's the other hand I was talking about. However, the combat knife will basically, there's a sheath on the front of the mech. You can show that the gun will be held, in the hands. And like I said, the joints kind of ratchet when you turn them so that it can stay in a good pose. So if there's the knife in the sheath like I was talking about here. So altogether, it's looking like a pretty cool mech. Now I'm going to show you some more things about this mech. And like I said, the sheath, the knife will slide in and out pretty good. So you're pretty good there. One thing I like about this mech is it has a pretty good paint job. It's got different muted colors. Kind of like metal, lived in metal. I would actually hit mine with some more dry brushing, kind of like the knife has on it, if I were going to be making any customizations to it, just to make some wear and tear show up on the vehicle, or anything like some washes or some dry brushing would really make it the metal pop. Now, moving right along, here's the knife in hand so that you can see like it will fit in the hand that the figure comes with. That's the one that you can take off though. So like that's the one you can swap out for the other hand. So it's easier to hold the rifle. So that's pretty cool. You don't want to get in a knife fight with a big ass mech. So that's definitely not something I'd want to do at least. Here's it with the knife holding hand. The belt to the gun, as far as the bullet belt, has a little slot it can slide into in the back of the mech, which makes it seem like, the mech is storing the bullets inside of it, which is pretty cool. Instead of just having it dangling, it looks better when you plug it into the back of the mech. I haven't found a way to like hang the gun off the mech, but probably if I looked at some other videos, there might be a way to do that. Now, looking at the hand that was holding the knife, it's kind of weird. Like the thumb looks like it's almost on its own pivot, but I don't know if mine's just damaged or if it's on its own pivot. So I'm a little worried about my thumb for that hand that came on the figure. You do have, of course, like I said, the other hand that comes with it, and the cockpit here. I'm going to be putting some figures into the mech, so you can see it in the mech. I like the decals and lettering and the rivet points here and everything on this mech. I just worry whenever they put like a number on it, like that one has an 11 on it, that basically, unless you're pretty good with decals or whatever, you essentially have a mech that's, when you put 2 or 3 together, you're like, why are they all number 11? Anyway, here's the mech with some figures in it. It's a great looking mech. Obviously, I destroyed the box opening it up, but if you want more like these videos, like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, pour on the plastic.